Okay, so today we're going to talk about how not to waste your time when you're dating. I have a few videos out there about like certain tips that I give about like just dating. So I would suggest you check them out, especially the one about interracial dating. I have one about like questions I asked on the first date. I find this is a good one too because it gives you some good questions on like how to gauge if a guy is good for you or not by just conversation. Anyways, I'm going to give you some tips on how not to waste your time. I don't know about you, but when I was single and I was like out there and I was like ready to mingle with single men, it was very exhausting. Okay? I have to get out of my bed, I have to put my makeup on, I have to get dressed, I have to leave my house, I have to like meet them, talk to them, and then there's an energy transference, right? So like you have all this energy you put out, and then sometimes in the middle of the date or even at the beginning of the date, you'll realize, oh, this person's not good for me. So you wasted the whole night on this one person, and after doing it a few times, it's exhausting. Men, I know that you complain mostly about how women get more like attention or they get more dates. Trust me, it's exhausting. I'd rather have like one date that goes well and I know this is the right one for me than a bunch of different people that take you out. So I'm here to give you some tips, women, on like just minimizing all that. So number one, when you meet a man, uh, make him like work a little bit before he even takes you out. And when I say work, I mean like make him like talk to you, text you regularly for a bit, make him ask you questions about like who you are as a person. Like literally make him like invest emotionally in you before he actually physically sees you. And I'm not saying that he can't see you at all. Like I'm sure you can like FaceTime or you can like talk regularly on the phone. When on the first time you talk to them, he asks you, can I take you out? Yeah, sure. Talk to them for a bit. Like ask questions to each other. Get to know each other on even a friendship level to see if it's even worth stepping out the door to meet this man. So when you talk to him on the phone, so like tell me about your job. Like what are you doing? What are you taking in school right now if he's in school? Tell me about your family. So what do you do on weekends? So what kind of sports do you watch? What kind of sports do you play? Get to know him like who he is generally. Not even related to you. Don't even ask questions about like what do you want from me? Just say like, so tell me about your day. Like what did you do today? And be able to kind of gauge who you're working with. Okay. Sometimes a person will tell themselves. Okay? I remember one time I was talking to this one guy, and whenever I'd call him, he'd be literally like always laying in bed. And I'd be like, oh, tell me about your day. Oh, I just relaxed. Oh, yeah? Yeah, I just relaxed all day and I just, just was watching a bit of TV. And that's fine. Honestly, I love doing that too. I love that for him. I'm jealous. I want to be doing sleep on my back too. But whenever I talk to him, he always would be on his back sleeping, watching TV. And that was a red flag. That's why I was like, I don't think it's the right person for me. Number one, I'm too busy to be laying on my back all the time. And number two, I don't think that shows a lot of like ambition if he's just always laying there. I might have been wrong, but I trust my gut on that. Okay. Also, by you talking to him for a while, it will make him invest emotionally in you. Because I find like when you build that kind of connection where you start talking to them regularly, they look forward to like taking you out. They want to make it a good date as opposed to just like, I'll take out this random girl that I met yesterday. Take time to just talk to him. Ask him like, who he is. Okay? That's number one. Number two, friend zone him in your head until he literally makes like the effort to be your man. Okay. At the beginning, don't let him take you to very romantic places. Okay. Don't let him wine and dine you where you're like, oh, it's so nice. Like it's a nice effort. I gotta say, if a man takes the effort to try to like make it a good experience for you, that's very nice and very, very chivalrous of him. The thing is that like you want to be at the stage where you collect the data about him. You want to see who you're working with very quickly because women, we don't have as much time as men. Men have more time to play around. Women, we can't play around like that. We have like a certain window where we're like a hot commodity. And I hate saying it out loud because it sounds so stupid, but it's true. We have a certain amount of time where we're like in our prime. So don't let a man just waste it, okay? Don't let any man waste your time like that. When you get to know him, go for walks, talk a lot. Go like explore like museums, like just go to places where you actually talk. Don't go to places where it's all dim and like dark and then he puts his hand on you and you're like, oh, he's so good. No, you don't want to be in a situation where you're caught where like your emotions are getting the most out of you. At this point in time when you're getting to know him, use your head. Ask questions. Ask a lot of questions. Not just ask questions and he gives you an answer. Observe how he treats people like staff. Observe how he treats like people on the phone. Like when he picks up a phone call, Watch how he talks to the person on the phone. Who's he talking to? I want to know who he talks to. Like, look at like what kind of music is he listening to? Because sometimes, okay, I'm not gonna lie, low key, I like my Eminem and everything like that. But sometimes a person's music taste reflects a lot about the person. And I'm not talking about the workout music. Workout music, I find it's hands off. Workout music, you want to get pumped up. You're more aggressive. In everyday life, what kind of music are you listening to? Are you listening to the news? Are you listening to like some heavy trap? Are you listening to like a lot of rap that has like a lot of derogatory terms about women? Like you want to be in an observation mode. So friend zone him in your head so you're able to have a very clear mind. So you're able to kind of get the data nice and clear. And I'm gonna tell you this right now. I would not suggest that you have any kind of physical like activity with a man until you see him fit to be your boyfriend. Okay. But even a kiss, don't kiss nobody that's not your boyfriend. Don't kiss none of that. Because naturally with chemistry, it's gonna like happen and then hopefully you're at the stage where you can decide to be together. But like don't go there because it's always gonna escalate somehow. Prolong the physicalness as long as you can. As long as you can until this man's like, listen, I really see like a really good future with you. I think you're a great woman. I would love for you to be my woman. Until you get that confirmation that you are his woman, that he sees a future with you, don't give him no kisses, nothing. Okay? Keep your head clear. Because as soon as you start getting physical, I'm telling you, you're gonna be like jump up in your head. You're gonna start making excuses. Oh, but you don't want that. Be extremely clear-minded in your head. Friend zone this guy. Number 3. When you see a red flag, run. Okay? Don't make excuses. Don't like try to be like, oh well maybe don't even give it a chance. If you see a red flag, run. I'll tell you a quick story. I remember when I was single, I met this guy and he was like really chivalrous, he was really sweet. He had 2 kids, I had my son. We like got together, we went on a little road trip. He seemed like a really nice guy. And he'd always be like literally like showing that he really liked me a lot. And then randomly one day, he just like didn't call. So I called him and he didn't answer. And I didn't hear from him. Next day, same thing. Third day, he pulls up. Hey, how's it going? Sorry, I was really busy. You were busy, eh? Okay, all right. It's not gonna work out because the way you ghosted me right there, that was such a red flag. Hell no, never. I could have heard him out. I could have heard his explanation. It just didn't. It didn't even matter. That the way he ghosted like that, I couldn't afford that. I was already kind of like healing from my previous relationship, my previous marriage. My ex did me so dirty, and then you're gonna come out on here and ghost me? Hell no. So right there, I like ended it. And I'm not gonna lie, I had like a bit of like doubt in my head, like, am I doing the right thing? But I'm so grateful I did that because literally that was such a red flag. I'm not sure what your red flags are, but when you see a red flag from a man, whether it's like he talks to you a little crazy one day, even as a joke, if he is inconsistent anyway, if he says he's gonna do something, he doesn't do it with no good explanation, you have like bells in your head. Something's going on. Don't even stick around to find out. Dead it. Like until you're literally married, you could dead anything you want. The earlier you dead things when you see a red flag, the less emotionally invested you get until you really see what that red flag was about. So, anyways, those are a few things. I can go on with more. I try to pick up my kids from school, but I hope that this was helpful somehow, and I hope that this is like well received. Take what you will from it, and I wish you the best of luck.